Hello everybody, my name is Dwayne Massey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In my YouTube video entitled Identify Your Volition, lecture material that go along with this video can be found on my website www.masseyinstitute.com. If you want to stop this video at this point and download these materials, please do so. Go to the website, select the lecture material tab, select the title of this video, and print out the associated material. You can then follow along on it as the video progresses. You may restart the video when you are ready to do so. Let's go ahead and get started. In the previous video, we discussed what a peak performance experience is. We determined that these experiences are rare and hard to achieve, and once achieved, not easy to reproduce. How would it be if we could produce these experiences on a more frequent and regular basis, having a peak performance moment more often than not? As we said, if you could bottle that formula, you'd make a fortune. You could name your own price. You would have people beat a path to your door. Over the course of the next several videos, I want to share with you several volitional exercises that can put you in a state of mind where you will be more likely to experience a peak performance moment, or at the very least perform at a higher level. As mentioned, these are volitional exercises. Volition means the same thing as motivation. By getting in touch with your volition, you are more likely to perform at your highest level. An important first step in having a peak performance moment is to put yourself in a state of mind where this is more likely to occur. That, at its essence, comes down to motivation. These exercises are based on the work of Charles Garfield presented in his book, Peak Performance. And here is a copy of that book. I've used these techniques in my sporting experience and in my personal life, and have taught these techniques in my college classes. It is the best book on sports psychology I have ever come across. If you were to only buy one book on sports psychology, this is the one I would recommend. The last time I checked, you could purchase it on Amazon for less than $8. It's the best $8 you will ever spend. There are 5 volitional exercises in this series. These are: identify your volition, evaluate your volition, the goal profile, your mission statement, and your long-term goal statement. Let's discuss the first exercise in this series, identify your volition. The first step in the identify your volition exercise is to recall an athletic competition or other situation in your life where you performed exceedingly well. It does not necessarily have to be related to a sporting event, but can be another aspect of your life in which you are extremely proud. If possible, attempt to remember a time in which you performed better than you may have thought possible. You are going to utilize brainstorming in the completion of this exercise. Brainstorming in this case involves attempting to identify any aspect of your life at the time that contributed to your peak performance experience. Identify any emotion you can remember from that time, focusing particularly on any positive emotions you had. Identify anything or anyone who helped contribute to your success. Identify what you did from a practical standpoint that helped you accomplish your goal. Include anything else that comes to mind that contributed to your success. Your brainstorming efforts should be expressed as a cluster. In doing this, write a short descriptive statement in the center of a sheet of paper describing your peak performance experience. Now draw a circle around it. As you are brainstorming and think of something you feel may be significant, write it on your sheet of paper and draw a circle around it. Add it to your growing cluster. Even if you are skeptical in the end, it will prove relevant. You can always disregard it later if you ultimately come to the conclusion it does not apply. This free association, suspending the skeptical, judgmental aspect of your nature, is the essence of brainstorming. You can link your clusters utilizing straight lines, dotted lines, and arrows. A straight line denotes a direct connection between elements. A dotted line would signify a loose association. An arrow between items would represent association that goes in only one direction. Let me share one of my clusters with you. My peak performance moment has to do with winning the state shot put championship in the state of Mississippi in my senior year of high school. Of all my athletic accomplishments, this is the one I'm most proud of. Here is my cluster. You will notice I only utilize straight lines. I'm a very basic person and often do not get into the nuances, but I encourage you to. Let me go through my cluster with you. Emotions I experienced when I accomplished my goal were satisfaction, joy, relief, accomplishment, a sense of mastery, redemption. I lost the first meet of the year and my buddy from a rival high school laughed at me, and I can still hear his laughter ringing in my ears today. Things that would motivate me and get me fired up included John Wayne movies, Rocky movies. I must have seen Rocky 2 20 times the summer it came out. Chariots of Fire, which was an Oscar-winning movie of that time. NFL films back in the day. The joy of being an athlete. All I ever wanted to be was an athlete. And I have always been enamored with the romance of sports. Music. Even today, if I hear the theme from Rocky or We Are the Champions, it makes me want to go out and train hard. Specific things I did to realize my dream included going out and getting expert coaching, weight training, throwing practice, perfecting my technique in the event. I had extreme focus and commitment. Overcoming obstacles. The older I get, the more I'm convinced that one of the primary purposes of sports is to show us what we're capable of, what we have inside of us, what we are made of, to test our abilities. By completing this exercise, hopefully it will give you a profile of what in the past has provided motivational volition for you to meet your goals and be successful. Essentially, your cluster is a picture representation of your motivational profile in the pursuit of your previous goal. There is a strong correlation that if something has had volitional impact for you in the past, it will continue to have volitional impact for you as time goes forward. It is encouraged that you complete 3 total clusters related to your peak performance moments. It is anticipated that this will give you a comprehensive picture of those situations, circumstances, and environments that have had volitional impact for you. This wraps up our discussion today on the Identify Your Volition exercise. In conclusion, I hope something we said today was useful and had some relevance to you. Be on the lookout for my next video, which I hope to post in the relatively near future. Again, be sure to check out my webpage, www.masseyinstitute.com, of which I am very proud. Additional information about sports psychology and the topics discussed can be found there. Also, if you like what you see today, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And be sure to leave comments, as I'm interested in what you think of these efforts. Thank you so much for watching today.